नमस्कार बच्चों, आप सभी को इस वर्चुअल क्लास में स्वागत है। बच्चों, पिछले एपिसोड से हमने हमारी जो दूसरी यूनिट है, दूसरी यूनिट से जो कंज्यूमर इक्विलिब्रियम और डिमांड से जुड़ी हुई है, इनमें से हम कंज्यूमर इक्विलिब्रियम के बारे में देखते आ रहे हैं। सो स्टूडेंट्स, वी आर लुकिंग इनटू द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कंज्यूमर्स इक्विलिब्रियम. So, as I told you in the previous episode that when we study about the consumer's equilibrium, it will be studied on the basis of two concepts, that is the consumer's equilibrium under utility analysis and the consumer's equilibrium under indifference curve analysis. So, during the previous episode, we have seen about the concept of utility, that is what do you mean by utility, and how on the basis of these utility we can very easily derive, or we can very easily identify the concept of, or we can very easily understand the concept of consumers equilibrium. बच्चों, जिसे हम उपभोक्ता संतुलन कहते हैं। तो बच्चों, इस एपिसोड से हम यह देखेंगे कि उपभोक्ता संतुलन क्या है and how we can identify these consumers equilibrium on the basis of utility analysis. So students, on this we have seen that what I mean by utility, what do you mean by total utility, and what do you mean by the marginal utility. Okay students, listen carefully. Today in this episode we will be studying about the concept of consumers equilibrium on the utility analysis, on the basis of utility analysis. So first of all, we need to understand the concept of consumers equilibrium. What do you mean by consumers equilibrium? Students, we can say that consumers equilibrium is that point, or it is a situation where the consumer gets to the point of maximum satisfaction by utilizing his resource. We can say that the resource as his income, when he uses his complete income on different goods. So by utilizing his income on usage of this different kind of goods, and by using that different kind of goods, he is enabled to derive maximum satisfaction. So when he is able to derive maximum satisfaction with his income by using different goods, at that time we can say that it is a situation where the consumer is at equilibrium. In other words, we can say that the consumer is in equilibrium when he allocate his entire income on the purchase of different sort of goods, a different kind of goods to satisfy his needs. So he is spending his all his money on purchasing different sort of good, different kinds of good, where his satisfaction is maximized. That means he is deriving maximum amount of satisfaction with the help of the income which is allocated by him on the purchase of different kinds of good to satisfy his need. So students, very simply we can understand that by utilizing his income on purchase of different kinds of good, and at that situation when he gets maximum satisfaction out of his income, we can say that at that situation the consumer is at equilibrium stage. So students, moving ahead, we will study about the consumer's equilibrium based on utility analysis. So when we are talking about the utility analysis, I told you that utility is the concept where we can able to measure the satisfaction level derived from a good. That means if we are consuming a good, at that time we need to calculate the satisfaction power of that good on the basis of the cardinal numbers. That is, it can be measured with the help of the cardinal numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So that means what? When we are using a commodity, that commodity will give us a satisfaction level which can be measured with the cardinal numbers, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so on. So students, here we need to study about the consumer's equilibrium based on the utility analysis. And when we study about this consumer equilibrium based on the utility analysis, so students, here the consumer's equilibrium can be determined or can be measured in two different conditions. What are they? First one, when only one commodity is consumed, and in the next situation where when two or several number of commodity is consumed. So based on these two conditions, we will try to understand how a consumer's equilibrium can be determined under these two conditions, that is when only one commodity is consumed, when the consumer spend his income to purchase any one commodity, and with the help of that one commodity we will try to determine the consumer's equilibrium stage. So at that time we need to calculate, or we need to determine what number of unit of that one commodity will be consumed such that the consumer may reach to the satisfaction level. At the same time, we have one more, that is at the condition where the consumer satisfy his needs, or the consumer gets to the maximum satisfaction when two or more commodities, that means several commodities are consumed at a time to satisfy his needs, and that too, at that situation he gets a maximum satisfaction. So students, first of all we move to the first condition, where we will find out the consumer's equilibrium when only one commodity is consumed. That means the consumer is getting to the satisfaction level, or we can say that the consumer reaches to the equilibrium level when he is consuming only one commodity with his entire income. So students, in the one commodity case, we will study about the three factors which are responsible for the purchase of a commodity by a consumer. So we'll see what are the factors which are responsible for a consumer to purchase a commodity. First one is the price of that commodity. The price of the commodity is the first and foremost thing where the consumer will have to decide whether that commodity should be utilized or that should be consumed or not. Second one, the marginal utility and the total utility of that commodity. So even in the previous episode we have seen, when a commodity is consumed, it gives some sort of utility. So in that one we have seen about the concept of total utility and the marginal utility. Total utility is what? It is the total utility derived from all the total number of the same commodity consumed by the consumer. That means we have to calculate the total utility derived from each and every unit of that commodity which is being consumed by the consumer. Whereas the marginal utility is the utility derived from the usage of an additional unit of a commodity by a consumer. So the marginal utility, that is the value of mu, shows the utility derived from the additional unit utilized by the consumer. And at last, one more factor which is responsible for the purchase of a commodity by a consumer, that is marginal utility of money. So students, here we need to understand what do you mean by marginal utility of money. As I've seen about the marginal utility of a commodity, that means I told you that every commodity, the commodity which are being utilized by the consumer, that commodity has a sort of utility, the utils, the satisfaction power. At the same way, here when we study about the money, or when we use the money for purchasing the commodities, at that time also we need to understand the marginal utility of money. So it is the worth of a rupee. The marginal utility of money stands for the worth of a rupee. The money utility refers to the worth of a rupee to a consumer when he purchases a commodity, or when he spends his money to purchase a commodity. Students, marginal utility of money refers to worth of a rupee to a consumer. What is worth of a rupee? A consumer defines it in terms of utility that he derives from a standard basket of goods that he can buy with a rupee. Take an example. If a rupee can buy 100 grams of sugar, 500 grams of rice and 500 grams of salt, which represent a standard basket of goods to a consumer, and if the total utility from these goods is 4 utils to the consumer, then 4 is to be taken as the marginal utility of money. This becomes his standard reference. Whenever he is buying any commodity, buying a unit of a commodity X for a rupee would means the consumer expects 4 units of utility from the consumption of commodity X. Thus, mu of m, that is marginal utility of money, becomes a measuring rod for a rupee worth of satisfaction. One more important thing we need to note here, that it is assumed that mu of m is constant simply because it is a measuring rod for a rupee worth of satisfaction. So students, here by taking the marginal utility of money as 4 utils, when a consumer spends a rupee of 1, when he spends 1 rupee money to satisfy his needs, we assume that when he is using the commodity X, at that time he is able to derive 4 utils from that commodity. So students, look at the table here. With the help of this table, we will try to understand how the consumer's equilibrium based on the MU of M, that is marginal utility of money, how we can derive the consumer's equilibrium. So students, look at the marginal utility schedule for commodity X. Here in this table, the unit of commodity X is given. Along with that, the marginal utility derived from these commodity, that is in terms of utils, it can be measured. MU of X is also given. So when the commodity is, when the units of the commodity X is consumed, that is from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6, at that time we can see the MU of X, that is the marginal utility which is being derived from these commodity, that is commodity X in every units. So first we have the MU of X is as 20, then 18, 16, 10, and at the unit of 5 the MU of X gets to 0. That denotes the satisfaction level when the utils cannot be derived from the additional usage of that commodity. And at last, at the unit of 6, we can see that the MU of X is minus 5. That means the consumer, at this point, the consumer is no more getting any kind of utils from these commodity when he is utilizing the 6th unit of that commodity. So students, now by using the scale of 4 utils, that is equal to 1 rupee, as I told you that from 1 rupee the worth of money, with 1 rupee he expects to get the 4 utils. So when he gets 4 utils from 1 rupee, now we will express the MU of X in terms of rupees. So we'll convert the MU of X into MU of M, that is marginal utility of money. So look at this table here. The conversion is done here. So how it is being converted, you can see here that 1 rupee is equal to what? 4 utils. So what we'll do here, the MU of X will be now converted in terms of MU of rupee, that is MU of M. So how it can be converted? As I told you that 1 rupee gives 4 utils. So in the first unit, the MU of X is what? 20. So when you want to convert it into the MU of M, that is rupee, we had to divide that MU of X by 4. 4 is the what? The 4 utils derived from 1 rupee. When a consumer spends 1 rupee, he expects to get 4 utils. So at that time, what will the MU of M at first unit? That is 20 divided by 4, that gives 5. And same way, when we calculate the value of MU of N in the other units, that is the unit from 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, we can see here that the MU of M decreases from 5 to 4.5, then 4, then 2.5, and at the 5th unit, the MU of M, that is the utility derived from the 1 rupee money, it becomes 0. And again, when the consumer continues to consume that commodity, the unit of that commodity X, the MU of M gets to the minus value, that is minus 1.25. So students, now we will have some basic questions in our mind that, so how many units of X a consumer will purchase to be at state of equilibrium? So with the help of this table, we will try to understand at what unit the consumer will get to the equilibrium stage. So look at the first one. We have the, will he buy the first unit of X? So when we have the question of mind that will he buy first unit of X? So at that time we will say that yes, of course. Why? Because here we can see the calculation MU of X is equal to 20 utils. So that worth rupees 5 rupees, while PX is what? Rupees 4. So students, now we have to convert that MU of X into MU of M, that is the marginal utility of money. What we need to do here, we have to divide that 20 utils derived from that first unit from the worth of money, that is 4 utils, that gives rupees 5. Whereas here we got the price of commodity as 1 unit as 4 rupees, but the MU of M is what? 5. So here what he pays less than what he gets. So hence he must buy the first unit. Then again, we will see that will he buy the second unit of X? Again we will say that yes. Why? Because how we can count? Again we will convert that mu of x, that is 18 newtons, into the mu of m. How we can convert it? We can divide that 18 divided by 4, that is 4 newtons from 1 rupee. So that gives the value of 4.5. So now again we can say that again the consumer pays less than what he gets. So hence he must buy the second unit of commodity X. So continuing this, he will stop buying X only when mu of X will be equal to Px. That means the price of the commodity X will be exactly equal to the utility derived from the commodity X, the marginal utility derived from commodity X. So that can be seen at the third unit. In the third unit, the marginal utility is 16. So when we divide the 16 by 4, the 4 is the worth of money, the 4 utils which we derive from 1 rupee. So that gives value of what? 1 again. So at that time we can say that the mu of x by px will gives the value of 4, that will be equal to mu of m. So equilibrium is struck at the situation where mu of x by px gives the value of mu of m. So here the value is 4. So at the third unit of commodity X, the consumer gets to the equilibrium stage. Okay, students, that can be understood by the help of the diagram. Look at the diagram carefully. Here in this diagram, we can understand the concept of consumer equilibrium in one commodity case. So in the x-axis, we have the consumption of commodity X. In y-axis, we have the value of mu of x and px. So now, students, look at the curve here. You can see that the mu of x decreases from the beginning, that is starting from 8, it goes down to the rightward. So at the same time, you can see the price of commodity X. What are the commodities? So what is the price of commodity X? That is 4. So the situation, the point at C, you can see the point of equilibrium, it intersects the mu of x and px at point C. At that situation, we can see that px is equal to mu of x. That is, the price of commodity X is exactly equal to the marginal utility derived from the commodity X. So that point, the point C, will be the point of equilibrium. So the table can be very easily understood by this diagram. We can very easily understand the point of equilibrium. These Px will be equal to the value of mu of X. So in the state of equilibrium, the consumer surplus is maximum and it is equal to the area of ABC. The area ABC is darkened here, that consumer surplus. At that time, the consumer will continues to utilize the commodity to satisfy his need. Students, look at this table now. Again, we can understand the concept of consumer's equilibrium in one commodity case. We have alternative presentation to understand the concept of consumer's equilibrium in one commodity case. So what we can see here, we can take X be the commodity that the consumer buys, and mu of m, that is the rupee worth of satisfaction, is equal to 4 utils. So that also we have seen in the table also. And again the price of X, that is Px, equal to rupees 4. So based on that, a schedule is given. Look at the schedule here. Here in the schedule we have the units of commodity X and mu of X, that is given as 1, 2, 3 and 4 units, and in that one mu of X is given as 20, 18, 16 and 10. That again we have seen the same value in the table also. So with that one, how we can get the equilibrium? So with this one, now we will try to understand, or we will try to derive the satisfaction level. The equilibrium is struck when rupees worth of satisfaction that consumer expects to get mu of m is equal to rupee worth of satisfaction, that is that he actually gets, that is mu of x divided by px. So how we can get the equilibrium? The equilibrium is struck when mu of x by px is equal to mu of m. So students, what the mu of x and by px denotes the rupees worth of satisfaction that consumer actually gets. And what is mu of n represents? Rupee worth of satisfaction that consumer expects to get. So with the reference to the above schedule, the consumer strike his equilibrium when mu of x by px will be equal to mu of m. That gives the value of what? 20 divided by 4 gives the value of 4. So Px is 4 is given, and also mu of m will also be equal to 4. So at this situation, what we can see that the mu of x, when it is equal to 16, at that time the consumer gets to the satisfaction level. So the schedule shows that mu of x is 16 when 3 units of commodity x is consumed. Hence, equilibrium is struck when 3 units of commodity x is consumed. Okay, students, thereafter we will see about the consumer's equilibrium. We will try to find out the consumer's equilibrium when the consumer spend his income, spend his money on for getting the satisfaction level by consuming 2 or more commodity or several commodity. When I seeing that the consumer is spending his money on purchasing 2 or 3 kinds of commodity to satisfy his needs, at that time also we will have the same condition which we have seen in the one commodity case. Here the consumer along with the commodity X, he will try to consume one more commodity, that is commodity Y. So what is the equilibrium stage we have seen in the one commodity case? That is mu of x by px will be equal to mu of m. That is the money, the worth of money which he spends on the commodity. At the same time, here also we will have the condition that the equation 1 that gives that at the commodity, when the commodity x is consumed, the equilibrium stage is struck when mu of x by px will be equal to mu of m. At the same time, what we are saying that the consumer is spending the same money in one more commodity, that is commodity Y. At that time, the equilibrium will be stuck on the consumption of commodity Y when the marginal utility derived from commodity Y, that is mu of Y divided by Py, that is price of Y. So their ratio will be equal to mu of M. So by combining these two equations together, that is mu of x by px should be equal to the mu of y divided by py, and that too equal to the value of mu of m. So what will the equation now? So to find out the consumer's equilibrium at the condition where the consumer consumes 2 or more commodities or the several commodity case, at that time the equilibrium is struck at this equation where we can see that mu of x divided by px will be equal to mu of y by py will be equal to mu of m, that is the marginal utility of money. So students, by this we can very easily understand the condition, the situation where the consumer gets to the satisfaction level. So students, these are the two conditions of consumer's equilibrium when the consumer gets to the equilibrium stage by consuming these commodities. When the consumer equilibrium can be identified or determined under the utility analysis, taking two different conditions, that is one commodity case and several commodity case. So after studying this, the two cases of getting consumer's equilibrium under utility analysis, now we will see some assumptions and conditions. So some assumptions on the consumer's equilibrium and the conditions required for the consumer's equilibrium. So first of all, we see the assumptions. So in the assumptions of consumer's equilibrium, first one is utility can be expressed in cardinal numbers like 1, 2, 3 and so on. Second one, marginal utility of money remains constant. That is here the mu of m remains constant. Then third one, law of diminishing marginal utility holds good. At last, consumer behaves rationally and aims at maximization of his satisfaction. Now after this, we'll see the conditions of consumer's equilibrium. Rupee worth of satisfaction should be same across all goods purchased by the consumer and equal to marginal utility of money. Second one, marginal utility of money remains constant again. Then the law of diminishing marginal utility holds good. So students, these are the some assumptions and conditions which we need to study in the consumer's equilibrium under the utility analysis. So students, that's all for today. So far we have seen about the consumer's equilibrium based on the utility analysis under the condition where a consumer is using or consuming only one commodity, and one more condition we have seen that when the consumer is consuming 2 or several commodity. So in the both the cases we have seen about how the consumer gets to the equilibrium stage where in the single commodity case or one commodity case, we have seen that the consumer is at equilibrium when mu of x by px is equal to mu of m. And at the same time, when we studied about the consumer's equilibrium at the several commodity case or two or more commodity case, at that time we have seen that the consumer equilibrium is stuck at a condition where mu of x by px will be equal to the mu of y by, that is commodity y, by py, and that should be equal to the value of mu of m, that is marginal utility of money. So by this way, we can very easily understand the concept of consumer's equilibrium under utility analysis. So students, based on today's study, I have given some homework and I hope you can do this homework very easily. So note on the homework, and in case of any doubt, you can contact us. So students, that's all for today. We will meet in the next episode with the concept of consumer's equilibrium under indifference curve analysis. So until then, take care, stay safe, stay alert. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.